Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. In this video we're going to talk about a new package or new product set that we've developed, which I'm calling the home set. And I'm very excited about this because this is essentially based on what I have been doing with my personal practice for me, and also creating a very authentic setting, environment, state within my own home. And I've reaped so many benefits from it, and also the people that come into my home that notice the energetics of the home when they walk into here, especially with my local clients that come in and get treatments here. They feel the energy, and the people that are very sensitive and see it, they pick up on it, and they comment about it regularly. And another thing about healing generally that I talk to about my clients, it's not necessarily about, and also looking at what could have caused that health problem. It's not about one or two things. It's about what we're doing moment to moment, after day, after week, after months, after years. So, which really is this emphasis on awareness, right? And awareness is another word we use for consciousness. So all these products are kind of make it easy or easier for you to keep the vibration up high, because you've got all these products doing all slightly different jobs or have different purposes all around the home. Okay, and so this doesn't involve just the one individual. It could involve the whole family. And again, you're essentially creating a baseline to get comfortable in that state, that environment. And really, other than being at a workplace, this is your home is where you spend the most time. And again, another thing that we bring forth for our clients is, the person that you spend the most time with is yourself, and the person that you talk to the most is yourself as well. So, and then now we're developing, obviously, where you spend the most time, and that's for most people in their own home. So let's go through some of the products, okay, that are part of this set. So we've got them all laid out here, and we're bringing a bit of light into the situation while we talk about these products, because a lot of the products I make are through tensor technology, but we've developed this new line called light products, and which are similar to tensor technology, because the tensor ring is deemed an anchor of etheric energies to come in and be brought through using a physical anchor to anchor them into this deemed physical reality. And instead of just using copper and using tensor rings to do that, we've developed another way of doing that using crystal powders and what we coin light products. So we're going to talk about those. So let's get into the first one. Now, the first product is the I Am Everything Pyramid, and this is a new advanced or updated version of the I Am Everything Pyramid, where we're now facilitating the light technology with the tensor technology to create this. So first of all, what you get with that is with the I Am Everything, you get a lovely pyramid, as you see here. So what we're now doing is we've got the brass rods, okay, which are cut to a measurement, so they bring through an energetic. And then now we've got a resined pyramid at the top, which has got crystal powder in it. And with a lot of our light products, we are, at this point in time, we are using, you can choose between shungite, which is the black, lapis lazuli, which is the blue, which is this one. We can also do amethyst, which is a purple, and we can also bring through malachite, which is a green. So you get to choose what you'd like, and obviously this one has the lapis lazuli in it. So that crystal powder, because crystals are a fractal of a geometry. Now, geometry is where the word information comes from, right? It's information. So when something has a geometric fractal, or the ability to hold information, and this is a big concept we're working with clients a lot at the moment, is seeing our ability to hold our energy. It's huge. Okay, and what we're finding with the majority of people that have health problems, why they have health problems is because they lack that ability to hold their energy, which means then the body doesn't have the tools, the energy to continue the processes to enable a rejuvenating and healing process. Okay, so because it has the ability to hold information, we can anchor in the etheric template of those energetics straight into the crystal powder here, and that's what we're doing now. So the I am everything pyramid that we used to have 3 rings. So instead of the 3 rings, we anchor those energetics of those 3 rings and what they represent, what they bring through, straight into the crystal powder here. Okay. Now the energetics we're anchoring straight into the pyramid itself are remaining in there. So we've got essentially 4 cubit measures all anchored into that pyramid. It's beautiful too. It looks lovely. Now, we have kept as part of the I Am Everything pyramid the ascendant. Okay. Okay. So same thing applies. You have the ascendant there, and you have that standing over top. Okay. So the ascendant is what enables you to connect to your soul family. Now, what I mean by that is, in this universe, this reality, this dimension, you are unique as a soul. No, there's no 2 souls alike. Where you do share that same energetic signature, which we call the soul, is through other realities, dimensions, universes, which we call variants or ascendants or higher selves of you, because they are you, because they share the same energetic signature. So they are deemed other souls that share that same energetic signature. So hence your soul family. So it's a multi-dimensional tool, this one. It connects you to your multi-dimensional aspect of yourself. And it works beautifully when we couple it with this I Am Everything pyramid. That's why we call it the I Am Everything pyramid, because it connects you to your complete aspect of self. A lot of the times as the human, we are embodied with the mentality of lack. And why we are? Because when we are living a life, an existence as the human, with the mind guiding but really controlling our existence, a limited existence, so our energy goes into feeding duality, creating duality, which we call the game of duality, then we become an incomplete representation of ourselves, because when the mind is controlling our experience as the human, we get disconnected from our multi-dimensional aspect of ourselves, our complete aspect of ourselves. So you can understand why as a human we embody that mentality of lack, because we are an incomplete version of ourselves. But we go out there to find the answers, when really our answers is just about you never lacked. It's just reconnecting. And we don't reconnect that way. We reconnect by going this way. So that's why we call it the I Am Everything pyramid, because it connects you to your complete aspect of you as an infinite consciousness, to what we know as at this point in time. Now, there has been a new addition to the I Am Everything pyramid system, which is a new energetic, which is this ring here. Okay, and it's found within celestial existence, which is beyond you as a source of energy. And I always love to use the analogy of a tree. Okay, and we do know, there's the tree of life, right, and all this aspect. And the tree is a great analogy of everything that you are. Like, for example, the sole purpose of why you are here originally as the soul, because remember, authentically, you are the soul. Then you got conditioned into the human. So you were never supposed to be the human, okay? Now, and a part of the greatest aspect of ascension is a rediscovery of who you are, which we find that you're not human, okay? Human is to want to survive and continue the human race, and humanity surviving human is to embrace and want to continue to be conditioned. Doesn't make sense, does it? Now, so with this analogy of the tree, we are here, and our sole purpose here was to expand our light, our consciousness. But through the human identity, we're not expanding, we're getting more limited through conditioning. Okay? So when we expand our light, we are here to be an expression or representation of our infinite consciousness. So you could see that as the foliage or the flower on a tree, right? It's an expression, an opening, an expression, expansion. And then we go down through, the branches, and we go into the trunk of the tree, which is a connection to your multidimensional self, which are being all branched in different directions, right? All these different realities, different universes that an aspect of you exists within, right? Your energy signature, your multidimensional self. And then the source of you is the roots of that tree, okay? Now, celestial existence is the soil that your roots, your origin, is rooted in, okay? So that also comes into the aspect of, or analogy of grounding too, and feeling grounded, right? Which is a connection to self. We as humans, we get to the point of connecting to the earth, but let's go a step further. What is earth? Earth is an extension or expression of you. Okay, so that's why the same letters are in the word earth to the same letters in the word heart, because this multidimensional aspect of you is not out there, it's within you. And that doorway, that portal, that wormhole, that stargate that quantum physics are trying to figure out and create is already within us. Why do we not know that? Because everyone's looking that way for the answers. They're not looking this way. Your expansion is here. You're already an expression or representation of expansion. You just need to be aware of that. Awareness, right? Consciousness, that's the key. So this new energetic comes from the soil, right? Celestial existence, a new energetic that we're bringing through, and we're learning more and more as we go along about it. It's very much in line with breaking down the old paradigms of this identity of human embodiment and really stepping into your authenticity as a consciousness, as a soul, as infinite consciousness. So that we add that to the I am everything pyramid system, so it will look like that. Okay. Now, why we put this into the home set? Because this is a very simple way of not having to be too calculated how I use my attention and intention to heal the family or heal myself. So what you can do with that is you can just place your name of you or a family member or whatever within that system to assist the process and create a space and state that puts all the odds in their favor into them connecting back into their heart, into their authenticity. Because the more you bring your authenticity and your expansion out, then you're putting all the odds into enabling enough energy into the body to rejuvenate and kick off a healing process. Okay, it's very important, but a very simple way of doing it. So that's why we've added that into the system. Now, the next thing what we're going to do, which is connected to I Am Everything Pyramid, which I'm really excited about, is you will get mini pyramids, okay? So you'll get 4 of them. Why we've added this is these are gridding pyramids, okay? So you'll get 4 gridding pyramids. Again, we'll match them to the color of the top of that pyramid. As the crystal powders I mentioned earlier, you get to choose. And I will connect these to the main pyramid, which is your I Am Everything pyramid. So therefore, you can grid any surface area or expansion of area to cover the house, the property, or whatever you'd like it to be. Okay? So that's why we call them gridding pyramids. So at this point in time, when you put your name and everything under there, that is essentially the surface area of the healing aspect of this pyramid. But when you bring these into play, you could put them at the corners of your home or corners of your property, and it'll be like this pyramid, but over your whole home or whole property. Okay, or let's say if you're a practitioner and you bring a client in, then you can put these 4 and grid them around the client. So therefore, the healing energies of the I Am Everything pyramid can come into that space because we're gridding that area. So it's very exciting in regards to these. So those 4, you'll get 4 gridding pyramids alongside the I Am Everything pyramid as part of the home set. Okay, the next thing we're going to go to is water. Okay, now there's been some great work done out there in regards to water, like Dr. Emoto, who showed the power of intention and its effect on the structure of water. Now, don't just see his work as the effects on water. This is the effects of your creation ability on everything. Okay, that's just been used on water. While you're using your intention, that's having an effect on everything. Because you must understand that you're not just an observant and participant of reality. Don't get into this old paradigm. It's like, oh, everything's against me. I've got no power over this. This whole victimhood. That's the old paradigm. Okay, that's the human conditioning, the mind-oriented, mind-controlled paradigm. The true authentic paradigm, which we call neutrality now, is we walk into our enlightenment, which is to walk into our light, right? Light empowerment. We walk into our power as a creator, not just observant participant, a creator of reality. Okay? And by doing so, we all of a sudden walk into our creation ability through attention and intention. Now, Dr. Emoto showed the power of intention with the structure of water. I'm not going to get into his research in a big way. You can look it up. But also there's a person called Veda Austin, Veda Austin. Look her up. She's doing some great work. And she's got a very specific technique in regards to flash freezing water. And she's showing the power of attention on water. Emoto showed intention on water, but she's showing attention on water. And check her work out. It's amazing. Again, as I say, that's just showing your creative ability on water, but your creative ability is happening everywhere. Okay, we need awareness of this, right? Again, that word awareness, consciousness. So in this pack, we've realized that obviously water's a big part. We know that even on the human level, that water's more important than food. Okay, and what water teaches us is the ability to flow, and we know that every aspect or compartmentalization of the body, whether it's your nervous system, cardiovascular system, digestive system, urinary system, everything, it relies on flow to be well and vital. When we get into trouble is when the body becomes in a congested state, when we lose that flow. So we can learn a lot from water, just that itself, but also when we are drinking water, we want to be drinking water of its full potential. Okay, and again, part of the human conditioning is the aspect of quantity when it comes to water, how much water we're drinking, but there's very little emphasis on the quality of water we're drinking. We have more emphasis on quality on food, but water's more important than food. Okay, so also what we need to really get into, and this is a big principle of neutrality, is we don't see things as like water, food, or man, woman. This is the mask. Let's go to the core of that person, or that animal, or that plant, or that thing that we see in nature. And at the core, it's consciousness. Everything here at the core is consciousness. So therefore, the same principles we're applying to connect higher to ourselves can be the same principles to anything that we see out there. Food, water. So what we've got here as part of the home set is a product that connects that water. So that could be water you're getting out of your own tap, or out of your filter, whatever, or even if you're already getting spring water. This product can be applied to that. And what we do is we connect that water back to its authenticity, to its higher aspects of its consciousness. So, and what you'll notice when you start doing that is you'll become a water snob, because that's what I've become. When I drink water at someone else's place, or they provide me water, it's just like, I can't wait to get home to drink my own water. And trust me, this is water coming out of the tap at home. Okay? And I'm structuring it using the products and using these tools. Okay? So what we've got as part of the home set is you will get a big tensor ring, okay, to start with, and this is cut with the activation qubit, okay, and we have a trio set on my website as it is that we recommend people buying for structuring their water. But what in this sense, we're going to incorporate tensor technology with our light products. And so what we've got here is one tensor ring, but we're also going to incorporate two light stones. Okay, one's got lapis lazuli crystal powder, and one's got a bit of amethyst in it. But I've anchored in the energetics of the two other rings that make up the trio set. So we've just incorporated one ring, and what you do is when you place these two crystals in that column, it brings through the etheric energetics of the other two rings within that space. Okay? Now, why so big? Why we made the big ring is what I do at home is I've got a big container, and I fill up that big container. It's like 20 liters of water. So I really recommend that you fill up a container or body of water, and there's not, and a lot of people are asking, does that have to be glass? Because what about plastics? Well, again, when you have these energetics, you're connecting the plastic to its higher aspects of itself. Remember, a lot of the things that we find that are harmful to us, and what we call toxins, it's only merely because they're an incomplete version of themselves. So when you connect to their full, complete aspects of their consciousness, it kind of neutralizes any negative impact of what they can do to you. And that's what I've found. So I've got a, again, it's all peace of mind to you. So whatever you choose. But in my example, I've got a big container of 20 liters that can hold 20 liters of water. I fill that up, and I place that ring on top of it or underneath it with the two crystals in that column, right? And that will connect instantly that water to its higher aspects of its consciousness. Now, the physical differences you'll notice in a few hours' time. You won't notice that immediately. It'll probably take at least 3 or 4 hours to notice that. What you'll notice is the texture of the water will change. It will get a little bit more, it'll be very velvety and very smooth. In some ways, it can be a little bit oily, but when you drink it, it just slides down just so effortlessly. And it's light, okay? Removes the hardness out of that water. You'll notice a taste difference, and I've done this test with my son, who is now 10, with his friends, and and they notice the difference instantly, with the kids. Everyone does, and it's fantastic, and you feel it just absorbing straight into your bloodstream. So hydrating. So that's a big part of the home set, is you get the big ring, which is made with 8 gauge wire activation, but we bring the other energetics of the light stones with it. Okay. Now, the next thing, which is a connection still with water, is, let's say you've got guests or people that are coming in. Let's say you haven't got water from that big collection of water. Well, another way you can do it is we've made coasters, and these are making the light technology products again. These coasters, and they've got a lovely, see, you can see the tree on it, right? Beautiful. And these are with lapis lazuli crystal powder, but again, whatever crystal powder that I recommend at the start that you want to choose, and you get a set of 4 of them. So you get 4 coasters, and again, you can place, and this is not. And why we made these is obviously for that example I mentioned, but also for any beverage you're drinking. So this could be coffee, this could be tea, this could be alcohol beverage, wine, beer. Same thing applies. The core of what they are, consciousness. So when you place your beer or your wine or your coffee on this, again, the etheric templates of the trio set is anchored into these coasters. So it connects whatever, the coffee, the tea, the alcoholic beverage, the wine, whatever, beer, to its highest potential, okay? Now, as I say, it does take time to actually notice the taste difference, but on a quantum level, energetic level, it is immediately connecting to that higher aspect of yourself, and you will take that in when you consume that beverage, okay? So you will get 4 coasters with the home set. Now, also, you will receive a charging plate. Okay, and we created this charging plate. Again, you've got this lovely imprint of a tree, right? We love using that analogy for every aspect of your consciousness as an infinite consciousness. And I'll show you the size difference, right? So it's about double the size. So coasters for beverages. Now this is mainly for your food or your plate of food. Okay, so again, it's got the anchor in, we'll anchor in the etheric template of the trio set into this. And again, you could use that on the body. You can still use it in that way. But again, the reason why we bring this into the home set is you put your plate of food on it. Okay, so obviously with the set you get one of them, but you can let me know if you'd like more, because I've also had people buying these for their pets, for their dog bowls, like for their water bowls, which are a bit bigger, and this will do very well like, as a coaster for their water bowls if you'd like that for your pets, because that anchors in the etheric templates for their drinking water and it maintains their health. Okay, or let's say their food, their biscuit bowl, or whatever. So again, works very much the same as the coasters, just bigger, and you can use that in regards to food, but you can also use that for with your pets as well. So you get a charging plate, but as I say, if you'd like more, you just mention, and we can supply more as part of the set when you purchase it. The next thing is a pendant. Okay, and again, this is using light technology. This has got amethyst crystal powder in it, but again, we do them in the malachite, the green, the lapis lazuli, the blue, and we do them shungite in the black. And again, the idea of this is for each family member, they get a pendant. Okay, obviously in the set, when you will go on the website, it will just include the one, but you again, just like the charging plate, you let me know if you need more. And what we do is we anchor in the energetics that are needed for that individual, that person. So it's a personalized pendant product for them. And again, this is more about, okay, we've got all these products built into the home, okay, and you're gridding the home and you're looking at the food, water, and general health in regards to the I Am Everything pyramid and connecting that person to their higher aspect of themselves. And some of the other things that we're still going to get to, but this is like just, I guess, personal protection. We don't really like to use the word protection because neutrality is about, again, not seeing yourself as this lacking and that I need to protect myself from something bad. It's just about more walking in your own light. So, but the thing is, when you're out and about, outside of home, then you've got that creating that same energetic as you wear it around your neck. And I've currently got one on me at the moment. I wear it all the time. I go to bed with it and I sleep with it on. The only time I take it off is when I have a shower. So you will get a pendant, and then obviously if you need it for other family members, you can advise me if you'd like more of those. So that's part of the home set as well. Now the next thing is you will get either a cell phone tab or a cell phone tab applied to electrical plug. Okay. Now why we've included this is this resolves dirty electricity or bad electricity, and also the smart meter issue. Okay, so what this does is, again, connects the electricity going through the wiring of the home to its higher aspects of itself, because again, it's consciousness. Okay, same things apply. Okay, so why we advise either this one or this one is because obviously there are the socket are different configurations all around the world. Okay, so what we just use here generally is those plastic ones that kind of, just make sure your little toddler or little infants aren't putting their hands into the sockets as protection. And we essentially just use double-sided tape and we connect the cell phone tab into it, and then voila, you've got that. So when that plugs in, that then connects to all the wiring in your home, going all the way back to your smart meter, and to transmute it, because they're not protection, they don't block it. They transmute an incomplete aspect of itself, okay, which becomes harmful, and connects it to its full potential. Because remember, the unwritten law of consciousness is to keep evolving. It's when that consciousness doesn't have the state or environment or the ability to keep evolving and connect to its higher aspects of its consciousness, then that's when things go south. Okay, and that's when we what we state as non-compatible field or energy. So you can do it either that way. You could get, you could buy yourself the plastic things that for protection for toddlers, for infants, and then I just send you a cell phone tab with double-sided tape, and you just stick it on. So there's that option. So you'll get just that. But for the people in New Zealand that has that that configuration, then you'll get it like that. Okay. So that's a very important component, because obviously, especially also when we go to bed at night, right? Our head of our pillow and the head of the bed's usually right up against the wall. So it's right in that field of that dirty electricity that's bleeding out. So this is a very important part of the home set. Now, for anyone that's not aware of our cell phone tabs, again, it's a resin product that's got shungite powder in it. Okay, that's why it's black. And we just anchor in the energetics that are required to connect that electricity, that smart meter, into a higher aspect of its consciousness. Okay, so that's part of the home set as well. And lastly, you will get a simple tensor ring, which is cut with the activation measurement. We call that the heart activation, because the key to this measurement is getting you out of your awareness out of here and the head and the mind, and shifting it back to where your authenticity is. Okay, because if our perspective of reality is coming from here, it's always going to be a conditioned answer that you get, or conditioned perspective, because the human is your conditioned version of self. If you want truth, if you want authenticity, you don't not want your perspective here. You want it from here. It's like your soul, your consciousness is directly seeing it, and gives you the greater understanding and knowing and wisdom that you deserve and that you were originally supposed to have, okay, authentically. Okay, the world that we live in today has infinite sources of information, but lacks understanding and knowing, and that's why people are confused. What do I believe, what I don't believe? That's information. The mind is all about trying to keep you being very cerebral, being very analytical about it. So it gives you observation, but doesn't give you the rest of the picture, which keeps you in a state of uncertainty. Now, that's the difference between that and true wisdom. And wisdom is providing observation, but a greater understanding and knowing of what it represents. Because what's the point of information if we don't know what it really represents and how to use it properly? So that's what the soul and consciousness does, but the mind will never allow you to have. That's why we do so much information about knowing the difference between the mind and your true innate intelligence, your soul, your consciousness. So this is all about that. It's getting you to here. Now, why we've included this into the home set is because there's an option on my website already. You either get this one or you get one that's double this size. And what you do is this goes on your shower. Okay? Now, the water that's coming through the piping, the pipes are in the ground, right? So it has imparting some form of grounding effect. And then that water comes out of the shower head and hits you when you're having that shower. For most people, they're having the shower in the morning. Some people have a shower another time of the day, but the whole idea of this is it's bringing in the energetic imprint. So when the water hits you, it switches you from here straight to here. And my feeling of this was, what a great start to the day, is to get you straight into the heart, to get into expansive of, because every day, the whole thing about the sun is symbolic for your soul. And every day the sun rises, and then at the end of the day the sun sets. So the sun rises is a myth, is a symbology of a new beginning every day, a new opportunity. So when you get out of bed in the morning and you hit that shower, and that allows you to get you switched straight in here, it's putting all the odds in your favor to learn something new, for your perspective, your perception to be ever evolving, which, as I said, is the unwritten law of consciousness is to keep evolving. Okay, so, and this is key. So it's a very small product, but a very important part of the home set, because it gets your day started off in the best way possible. Now, for anyone that knows me and has seen previous videos, I get so much intuition about, you know, what I need to do in that day, or ideas that I need to follow through with, or so on, when I have a shower first thing in the morning. And I came to that realization, and one of the first products I ever utilized in my home was that ring on that water coming through in my shower head. So when I made that observation, I was like, wow. And then straight away, that's when we brought this product forth in regards to using it in that manner, and hence why it's an important part of the home set. So there you have it. So that's the home set. All those products, and the I Am Everything pyramid, the 4 gridding pyramids that you connect to expand that ability of that I Am Everything pyramid. You get the coasters for beverages, coffee, tea, wine, beer, whatever that is, kombucha. The big ring with the light stones that can then restructure a big body of water, so you can have restructured water to its fullest potential, all the way back to its source. Better than spring water. It doesn't matter what water you start off with. Pendants for personal usage for everyone that's, you know, within the home and part of the family. The electrical plug or the cell phone tab to transmute dirty electricity through the wiring of your home, as well as the smart meter. The charging plate for food or for pets in regards to their water bowls or their food. And then the ring that we just mentioned about in regards to kicking off your day well, where that water hits you and switches you right back into your authenticity, to be heart-centered instead of mind-orientated. So if anybody's got any questions below, please send a comment there. Anyone's interested in buying this product, the home set, go to my website at Truly Holistic, TRULYHOLISTIC.net/products, and you'll see that there, the home set. And if you're new to the channel, please like the video. For the people that have been watching the video, please like the video, because it helps with the algorithm to get this information out to more people. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love that. I'd appreciate that. It helps the channel out, helps to get more people aware of this information, because trust me, the world out there lacks authenticity. And what this set's all about is, if you say one word, authenticity. It's bringing authenticity, your true self to the fore. And you couldn't do anything more better for yourself, or invest anything else better than that for yourself, to front up as your authentic self. Not only for yourself, but for your loved one, for your husband, for your wife, for your friends, for your family members, for the world, to create a new reality, create a new world. Till next time, catch you later.